do the work. Tell somebody, let the word do the work. I can't hear y'all over here. What you say? Let the word do the work. I can't hear y'all back here. What you say? Let the word do the work. Let the word do the work. Let the word do the work.
Hallelujah. 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 Praise Yahweh. We give Yahweh praise, we give him thanks, and we give him honor in this place today. Abba, we come before you as long as we know how. We ask forgiveness of all sin known and unknown. And Abba, Yahweh, we seek your will. We seek that we may be a cheer unto you, Abba Yahweh, that when you look upon your Elohim, when you look upon your creation, Abba, we look this day, Abba, to put a smile upon your face, to change your frown to a smile, Abba Yahweh, as you look upon us in your feast days. So we thank you, Abba, and we just ask that this word be your thought, and that it be the meditation of your mind. And we say, Selah, 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 Selah. As we see the entitlement in Scripture walk through Passover 57-78, let us start by going to the book of Revelation, the 22nd chapter, and verse 19. We'll start there. And we always need to build off of a foundation. And this is the foundation that we should build upon. The foundation of the word. Things that man cannot argue in the Bible unless he will succumb himself to ignorance and belittling himself when he began to argue with the thought of Yahweh for mankind. The Bible reads in the 22nd chapter of Revelation, the 19th verse, "And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book." In this book. The reason why Yahweh had me add this, a late addition, was because there's a difference between struggling with the times and the events in the Bible than changing things in the Bible. And when we say changing things, I'm going to show you where some things have been changed. We know Easter is a change. Easter is a change. It's a change by man. It's undocumented. It's not biblical. Man will tell you that is the day that they choose to observe. And I don't even know what they're observing, because they're not observing Passover. They're not observing watch night. So I really don't know what they're saying they're observing when they observe what is known as Easter, which should fall on April Fool's Day, their Gregorian calendar. April Fool's this year, April the 1st, April Fool's. So just know this, let this be known wide and far, that for anyone, whether they be Hebrew or whether they be, whatever your denomination, or whatever your belief system be. If you be one who subscribe to the Bible, let's not you change anything in the book. Now, struggling with is it a new crescent, or is it a new moon where there's no light? Struggling with that. That's an honest struggle. But to change, just to change something in the book to fit your need or to fit your lifestyle, I will remind you that you should recant that. And you should place all articles that was taken out of the Bible back in the Bible. Now, we need to understand another thing before I begin. We need to understand this also. We need to understand that some things can be controlled by us, and then some things are not controlled by us. Okay? And I'm going to get a little ahead of myself. One thing that cannot be controlled is the flow of a woman's flower. You know, her time of the month. That cannot be controlled. But what can be controlled is copulation. It's sexual acts. Sexual acts, those things can be controlled. So when you deal with clean and unclean, these things have to be placed in the proper state when it comes to Yahweh. When Yahweh brought the children of Israel out in mixed multitude, sure, there were plenty of women that were on their flower, on their administration. It was their time of the month when he brought them out, or when he brought them out of Mizraim. And I'm going to go somewhere with that, but I want to put these things out front because men try to use these things to deter and to belittle the women and belittle the sisters and the daughters of Zion. So I want to put these things out here. I also want to put this out here, that Passover is about obedience and discipline. That's what Passover is about. Passover is about obedience and discipline that leads to freedom. See, I can't just say freedom. It leads to freedom from what Uriah Barak always says, and my wife is Yisahar. It's freedom from Yisahar. It's freedom from your evil thoughts, your evil inclinations, those things that shall work against the divine nature of Yahweh. Evil impulses. A lot of people don't even know that even hunger can be an evil impulse. Even thirst can be a Yisahar. You can thirst for liquor. You can thirst for too much juice. You can fiend for too much food and become obese. So when we say Yisahar is not just something that is somebody with a gun or somebody just coming against the word. So we got to begin to make these things skinny and begin to break these things down, and these things may begin to make sense. Passover is about obedience. It is about discipline that leads to not setting nobody free. You know, I'm not making you free to do your own will, to do your own thought, but we were made free. And we were made free that we will be free from Yisahar, those things that offend Yahweh, because when we were in Egypt, we were in offense, and we were offense unto Yahweh. So we need to let that be duly noted as we go forward. Let us go to Numbers 9 and chapter 9. I'm not going to be before you long. We must understand these things, and we're going to see can we get my wife to come back this Wednesday, since she does such a much better job than me when it comes to the offering. So I'm going to put that out there tonight. It's the only way. Yes, entrapment, yes. Ruach HaKadosh, he surely has a way. Whatever day she chooses, we'll just have her come back and do that. She does such an excellent job. I mean, she really does such an excellent job. Not only that, on all things in all areas when it comes to the Bible. and our culture as Hebrews. Chapter 9, verse 1. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year, after they were come out of the land of Midian. Now listen, this is the first month of the second year. They've been out of captivity for a year. For 1 year. They've been out of captivity. They've been on their own for a year. Okay? How do we know? Because he brought them out in a bill. He brought them out in the first month of the Hebraic New Year. He brought them out. When the Bible said that in the first month of the second year, he wants to have a conversation with Moshe. Now, most people going to begin to say that this is, how could they have a conversation? Well, maybe you don't have a prayer life. I don't know, but Yahweh speaks. And Yahweh speaks through thought. He speaks through thought. You don't necessarily have to hear an audible voice. Yes, this is me, Yahweh, speaking to you. I come to give you a word to give my... No, it is thought, and men often write their thoughts down. And when they write their thoughts down, they say, this is the will, and this is the word of Yahweh. This is the word came unto me saying. If that makes any more sense, because I want to take away some of the superstition. Because, you know, people are too superstitious because they can't hear. They can't hear. So the reason why we'll do it that way, because they hearing something. They hear, man, get up and go to the club tonight. So I guess that's their deity. Man, get up and go to the bar. Man, get up and go over that girl's house. Oh, you hearing a thought. It's something in your head telling you to get up and do something outside of the will of Yahweh. So you're hearing it. Ain't nobody talking to you. It just come in thought, right? It just come in thought. Oh, yeah, let me call such and such. So something is persuading you, and something is coming to you, and you are having a conversation with something. I'm not going to get too deep into that there, because like I said, you know, we even have a word for the naysayers and those who don't believe. You can't say that you don't hear from outside of what you would call normal, because if you say you don't, you're lying. You do. That's thought. That's what thought comes, and when thought comes, thought begins to have a conversation with your mind, body, soul, your flesh, which is really holistic. It begins to have a conversation, and then you begin to act out. So your act actually is whether it's righteous or unrighteous. Is your act. Your act is the judge, the jury, and the prosecutor. Your act is. Your act is what convicts you. You don't need nothing else to convict you other than your act. So a man think of so here. See, you can kill, you can mortify thought. You can kill thought. You can kill thought. But once it is acted out, it's like a bullet. Once you let that bullet go, can you run the bullet down and take it back? But no, once you act out in the flesh, you can't run it down and take it back. It's acted out in the flesh. So let us continue on this wise. Numbers chapter 9. 2 years. So we see in the second year. So even in the second year, your first year of you participating in Passover, your first year, you know, you just figuring out little small details, a lot you're gonna miss, it's a lot, but you were there. And it's really so much to cover, because, you know, you can't put too much on a person's plate too soon, because it will deter them. So the Bible reads in the ninth chapter, the 2nd verse says, let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed time. Now, we done lost some things through this translation. We have. But I'm not going to waste your time with what we lost through translation, because I believe that the Ruach HaKadosh, he is brilliant enough and eloquent enough, and he is the Spirit of Yahweh. So I trust that he can mend the gap. He can mend the gap what man did with translation. So we really not going to. And that's my job. If I'm going to bring you forth a word, then I should have a Hebraic background within myself and able, without even using any Hebraic word, I should be able to do it in English. Because I should be, if it take me 12 words to give you one Hebrew word, then I should be able to do that, because a lot of people don't understand Hebrew. Don't never study it. Never studied the alphabet or anything. Which they should, though. Let me cover all good. Which they should. They should at least know the alphabet. If they know that, then they're going to want to go further. It says, so Yahweh is, now he is presenting Moshe with Passover. Look, okay, it's time for y'all to come into Passover. And he said, in the 14th day of this month at evening, you shall keep it. So he said 14 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. In the 14th day. So it doesn't really take a rocket science. He didn't tell me to go out and look at the barley and feel the barley. And he didn't tell me to do it. He said 14 days. He said, the Bible says 14 days. And in Hebrew it says the exact same thing. It says 14 yom. It says 14 days. All right. It said that ye shall keep it his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof shall ye keep it. And Moshe spoke unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at evening in where? In the wilderness. In the wilderness of Sinai. So they did not keep the Passover in Israel. They did not keep it in Israel. They did not keep it there. They kept the Passover in Sinai. The wilderness of Sinai is where they kept it. Okay? They didn't keep it in Israel. I want to duly make this point known. Now, if Yahweh wanted it to only be kept in Israel, then he would have waited until they got in Israel to keep it. But these things, according to what it is, Judges 5:11, these things shall be rehearsed. These things shall be rehearsed. These things shall be done to, well, if you do make it to Africa, if you do, make it to Jerusalem, if you do make it anywhere on that I don't even want to say continent, on that landmass, because man is the one who engineered continents. That's where a lot of the division coming from, because you saying that you got a Hebraic mind. Well, if you don't got a Hebraic mind, then give him back everything he done. See, that's one thing that I'm able to do. I'm able to give it all back. I'm not holding on. See, a lot of y'all hold on to, well, Africa is a continent. I'm not holding on to their continents. I'm not holding on because they're saying that it's been a continental shift or trip. Things broke apart. No, I still say that the earth, the rest is Yahweh, and the fullness thereof. I go by the book. I'm not finna go by man who say that we got 5 continents. Or we got 6, or we got 7, or however many continents that man wants. He can come back and say, add you another. You gonna go with another one? I'm not gonna go with another one. A lot of brothers are saying that they have a rich, deep background in being a Hebrew bred. They got lineage and bloodline, but it's a lot of stuff that they still doing that they got from their oppressor, through oppression, which is talking about this land got this name, and this land got this name, and this land got this name. These lands did not have these names. Man named these things. Because man loves division and man loves ownership. So that's what man do. Man makes division, man makes ownership. Man puts his stamp on it. That's mine. That's mine. So that's what man does. So I understand the mind of man, and we must understand the mind of Yahweh. That everything I see belongs to Yahweh. There is no what you call a continent that belongs. Listen, China, what they call China, don't belong to the Chinese. Japan, what they call Japan, don't belong to no Japanese. It belongs to Yahweh. Yahweh will wipe them out. You will see who it belongs to. And there'll be some more people in that land. And what y'all gonna call the land in? What y'all gonna call the land in? If they call them Nepha, you gonna say the Nepalese now, another nation of people now, the Nepalese. They from Nephia, the Nepalese. And that's what we doing. We add stuff. Don't even know we add stuff. Listen to the book. So we already see that we were not in Jerusalem, Israel. We were not there. We were in Mount Sinai. So for all the Hebrews who say you can't keep it, it's anywhere other outside of that place, then tell it to Yahweh. Tell it to Yahweh. This is in your Torah right here too. This is Torah where I'm reading. This Torah. Listen to the book. It says, according to all that Yahweh commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to Exodus, and we're gonna go back to Deuteronomy. We're gonna go to all these things. And when we go to all these places, we're gonna go to Leviticus. We're gonna travel a little bit, and we're gonna see some things, and we're gonna let the Bible, we're gonna let the Word do the work, like we said. Okay. So Passover is about what? Obedience, discipline, that leads. That's what you need. You in order to be led to freedom, you need to have two things before you can be made free. You need to be obedient, and you need to have discipline. And then that leads to freedom of Yitzhak, evil impulses. Because now you're obedient to the will of Yah, and you're disciplined to the will of Yah. So now your evil impulses, Yahweh commandments override your evil impulses. And the reason why we have Passover every year is a memorial, because it begins to show you how far away you are from Yahweh. It begins to show you what you have picked up. What you have picked up through the year from man. Yeah, it shows you what you done picked up from man. Now listen to the book. Listen to the book. Okay. We keep Passover in the wilderness of Sinai of Israel. Okay. Okay, verse 5. I'm taking my time too. I'm walking. I'm taking my time. I'm not being rushed. Okay, so it said that Eve in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that Yahweh commanded Moses, and did the children of Israel. Now, verse 6, Numbers verse 6. Now, what we need to understand is this, that Yahweh gives you 13 days. 13 days to get clean. He gives you 13 days to get clean that you can observe Passover. Because you cannot observe Passover unclean. Now, that's why I gave y'all a thing about the sisters and the women. You can't say she unclean because she has administration. He brought them out when they had administrations. So he would have had to leave them behind. He said that this is a memorial. So the thing that was not done, I'm going to show you that's something that is not done. Some of the things that were not done when it came to coming out of Israel. I'm going to read 6 and 7. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moshe and before Aaron on that day, and said, and those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of Yahweh in his appointed season among the children of Israel. So we know that families were important, and we know, as my wife said last night, the women came with their husbands. You know, every woman wanted a husband, every man wanted a wife. They wanted to have children in our time. That's what it was. So when they offered the offering, we know that they offered an offering as a family. As a family, they offered an offering. If a man was married, he offered an offering as a family, with him being the head. We understand order. Okay, now I want y'all to go to Leviticus chapter 15 and verse 16. Let the word do the work. Let the word do the work. I ain't trying to change nothing. I ain't trying to jimmy nothing. But I am going to use the word to point some things out. Verse 16 says, if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the evening. And every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until the evening. The woman also with whom man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be clean unto evening. So we already see that when Passover comes, there is no copulation. That act is not done. That act is not tolerated. And the reason why the act is not tolerated because we're moving into obedience and we're moving into discipline now. Y'all don't care about your pleasure at this point in time. Your pleasure is not necessary. But what is necessary is your obedience and your discipline. Because he's getting ready to move. Understand some things. Everybody needs to understand things. It's a new year. You coming into a new season. Your body done did some things in the wintertime that it needs to undo for the summertime. And in summertime, your body done did some things that it needs to undo for the wintertime. That's duly noted. That's a noted fact. So what Yahweh is doing here is preparing us to go into a new year, meaning that, look, I need for y'all to leave everything at the threshold. At the threshold of this new, I need for y'all to leave everything that's not of me, and everything that is not of my divine nature. I need for y'all to leave it. That's why he gives you 14 days to struggle. 13 days. He gives you 13 days to go through it. He gives you 13 days to go cold turkey. He gives you 13 days to begin to make your Hajj. See, that's truly, I'm going to tell y'all something. That's truly the Hajj to Israel. It's those 13 days. Because it's taking you those 13 days to leave your cigarettes, to leave your liquor, to leave your bill. That's another thing I'm going to deal with too. Because when we begin to deal with the unleavened bread, you got to begin to look at what does leaven do. What does leaven do? I'm going to read what leaven does. This is what leaven does. Leaven, yeast. Fermentation is the process of yeast converting sugars to carbon dioxide and alcohol. Wow. So now Yahweh said, I don't want no yeast in your house. I don't want no yeast in your house. I don't want no seor in your house. None. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it in your house. Seor is yeast in Hebrew. But when we begin to deal with this yeast, so let me see. Which way, y'all? Let me go this way. Because I don't want to go. I want to stay with the copulation. Okay, the yeast. So in this day and age in time, a person would be trying to drink a kombucha during Passover. The 7 days of unleavened bread. You can't drink no kombucha. You can't drink. Why you can't drink a kombucha? Huh? Yes. So it's the simple, because now it's time to go deeper. It's time to go a little deeper. It's gonna get a little more pressed. It's time to get a little more pressed now. Time to get a little more pressed now. Time to get a little more pressed. So I'm gonna hit that again. If I don't, wife, remind me, try to remind me. Let's go to let's go to Exodus chapter 12. Go to Exodus chapter 12. Me, I just prescribe to the book, that's all. I don't prescribe anything else other than the book. So that's all, I prescribe to the book. Don't prescribe to anything else other than the book. That's it, I just do what the book say do. I found that to be simple. I found that to be simple for me. Be simple for me. Be simple. Then you're gonna move into a lot of other areas when it comes to Passover. Because what Yahweh, let me tell you, listen, the Passover really reduces you to holistic living. And y'all want me to, I wrote it down, I'm gonna tell you what holistic, I'm gonna give you just brief. The holistic is mind, body, and soul in tune. That's what holistic is. Holistic is mind, body, spirit. Mind, body, spirit, soul. That's holistic. And the thinking is that you eat to live and you don't live to eat. You drink to live, you don't live to drink. What I'm saying is you don't put things in your body that is an offense that will begin to destroy your carbon-based body, begin to tear it down. Begin to tear it down, okay? Which is a lot of these things we're going to see that Yahweh removes. One of the other things on Passover, you got to go back, and you got to go back in their time and in their era. What drink could they take with them on their journey? Water. That's it. Water. That's it. We already said that they couldn't have nothing ferment, no yeast. What does yeast do to bread? What if a woman had yeast in a loaf of bread, what does it make the bread do? And if it make the bread rise, that's called what? That's called, but outside level, it's doing something. It's a chemical. It's doing something chemically to the bread. It's doing something chemically. Like when you add sugar. Like you add a whole bunch of sugar and yeast to grape juice, what did it turn the grape juice to? Turn it to wine. Because it goes through a what process? Like you said about that kombucha that time. It had set on the shelf out of heat and it did what? Because of what was inside of the kombucha. Yeah. All right, we just gonna keep walking. We're gonna keep walking. 12 and 11. 12 and 11 of Exodus 12 and 11. And thus shall you eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover. So we see they fully clothed on Passover. So we know ain't nobody laying around doing nothing. Ain't nobody laying around. Ain't nobody, you're not intimate with your wife. You're not intimate with your husband. You're not laying. It's a time of haste. It's a time of haste. Because I'm going through showing you things that will make you unclean. Let's look at 19, Exodus 19, verse 14. And that's why a lot of people like the church way, because the church did away with all this. The church did away with all this discipline. They did away with it. That's the whole argument that some of my brothers and my sisters, the church did away with discipline. And now we're seeing it outside these doors now. There's no discipline. There's no discipline in a name. There's discipline in the service to the name. There's discipline in the action. The name must cause you to take on a nature. The name of Yahweh calls you to take on a nature. his likeness, and his image. See, what they're trying to do, they're just trying to say that a name will save you with no nature. with you ain't taking on nothing but just the name. Oh, if you believe in the name, believe in the name. Believe in the name. And the reason why I'm saying name, because they changed the name. I can believe in the name because the name that I use means Yahweh's salvation. So I can believe in the name. When you're dealing with a name that's translated, what in that name can you believe in? Because it does not associate itself with the commandments, with the 10 Commandments. It does not associate itself with the feast days, holy convocations of Yahweh. It don't associate itself with the laws and the commandments and the orders of Yahweh. So that's why I'm saying, you saying in the name, how you gonna be saying in the name with no action? You got a name that requires no action. You got a name that just requires you to just keep coming to church and keep snotting on the altar and just keep on boo-hoo crying and don't worry about it. He loves you just the way you is. Listen to the book, 19 and 14. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. See, look, you got to come before Yahweh clean. Your clothes got to be clean. You can't have no compilation on your clothes. That was one of the reasons they were washing their clothes. Now listen to the book. It said, and he said unto the people, be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives. You know what that means? No relations. No relations with your wife. Because this day is the day of Yahweh. Now this is the time he was getting the commandments, they couldn't do it. So now you're talking about the Passover, you're talking about a action, an actual action or a deed that Yahweh is doing. So yeah, no, y'all, no, y'all got to be obedient and y'all got to be disciplined. I can't have y'all all relaxed and loose and sitting around smoking flocks and smoking tobacco. Y'all laid back and all relaxed. No, I need y'all on all 10 toes. I need y'all up. I need y'all ready. I need y'all ready to go. I need y'all ready to go. So no sex. They had all their clothes on. They was ready to go. Let's look at Numbers. Let's go back to Numbers chapter 9 and verse 8. Go back to Numbers chapter 9 and verse 8. I'm not going to take up much of your time. I'm not going to take up much of your time. But see, this is the progression. This is the progression that my wife and I were talking about. This is the progression. You know, just start off. Because it's going to more and more. It's going to get added on. But listen, this going to cause you to live holistic, because right before this Passover, my wife had not spoken early, but it came back to me, it came on me hard, and I was like, man, I'm about ready to go raw vegan. Because Yahweh gave me this thing. Yahweh gave me this thing. Me and my wife, we was talking. And the thing that Yahweh gave me was, he gave me about the sun and the moon. He was telling me that that's his stove. The sun and the moon is his stove. I'm going to share with y'all what he shared with me. It's going to be so simple, but you're going to be like, man, I never saw it like that. So, all right, you put a seed in the ground. You put some bread in the oven. Okay? That bread got water in it. It's got water in it. It got yeast in it. So you put a seed in the ground, it's in the dark, and what happens is, in the daytime, the sun begins to cook it. It began to cook the seed. And when the nighttime rolled around, the nighttime, here come the moisture now. And the sun dries it and hardens it. And the seed, the nighttime, the dew, it softens and makes the seed moist. So the precious fruit that's inside of it, it gets a chance, because it was dead, it gets a chance now to live. So now the sun and the moon, they begin to alternate. heat, water. If y'all notice, anything y'all cook, you're going to need water and you're going to need heat to cook it. So Yahweh say, my system is a system that y'all plagiarize from me. Water and heat. You're going to need some butter, you're going to need some oil, if you're going to need something. You got to rinse your meat off, you got to rinse your vegetable. You're going to need some water and some fire if you're going to cook something. So Yahweh begins to cook. He begins to cook. So the sun begins to bake. And when the sun begins to bake, whatever it is, then what happens is it begins to need to pull from the soil, the nutrients, the vitamins in the mineral. And it begins to pull water. And it begins to go through something called a photosynthesis. Sun, moon, ground. So that makes it grow. And why is it making it grow? Because it's losing and it's gaining. It's just like when you lift weights to get big muscles. You keep tearing down your muscle and building your muscle up. You tear down your muscle and you build your muscle up. That's how you get big muscles. Because you shred them, you let them heal. Then you shred them, you let them heal. You shred them, and that's how you get stronger. Because you shred muscle, you let it heal. You shred, you let it heal. So that's the same process. What I'm trying to show y'all is everything, there's nothing outside of Yahweh, people. Nothing outside of Yahweh. So that plant, it begins to be cooked. Now I'm going to show y'all something now. I'm going to make it skinny. I ain't going to go through no more process. I'm going to make it skinny. Now, what we see in ignorance is when we see the tomato turn red, Yahweh say, it is now done. It's cooked. It's cooked. In our ignorance, we say, oh, it's ready to be cooked now. Look at that okra. That okra, let's make some fried okra. Now you're finna put it in that grease. It's finna go through a chemical. It's finna go through a chemical process with all this flour on it, with all this yeast. So we finna change the whole structure of what we eat, and our body was not made to digest and intake this stuff that we put in our bodies, especially going through this grease and other methods that we use. So Yahweh say, look, when y'all see that orange or that apple or that lemon on the tree, Yahweh say, it's done. It's right. You know, the time done went off. It's right. And we pick it and we supposed to eat it. Supposed to eat it just like that. Little bit of salt, a little bit of salt, Himalayan salt, if you can, a little bit of sea salt, or excuse me. And this is what we are supposed to be doing. This is holistic living. And this is what Yahweh brought them through the wilderness with. That's why they was crying, telling me they wanted flesh. And Yahweh got mad and gave them quail till it started coming out their ears and not coming out their nose. Because Yahweh was feeding them holistically. He was feeding them to where he could speak to them in spirit and in truth. And everybody was hearing because he was preparing them to be a nation of priests. He was preparing them to be a nation of priests, eating bell pepper, eating onion, you know, eating holistically. Food that did not need to be cooked, because once you cook the food, now you're losing vitamins, now you're losing minerals, now you're losing everything. Because now you double cooking it. It's overcooked. Once we take it to the stove, we messing up a finished product. Because when Yahweh begins to prepare you to hear him, he wants you to hear him on the dime. He wants you to hear like this. So in order to hear, your brain needs to be fed. Okay? Your brain needs to be fed vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that it can hear. That it can hear in the spirit. And to hear is to see in the spirit. If you can hear in the spirit, you can see in the spirit. Now that makes sense to some people may not there yet. If you can see, if you can hear, you can see. They were hand in hand. I ain't gonna try to explain. I ain't gonna try to break it down no more. So we see where he told him to stay away from his wife, and now we move what to 9 and 8, right? 9 and 8. And Moshe said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what Yahweh will command me concerning. So now we're talking about being unclean. 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 The only reason they was unclean because you got to remember that Yahweh came to him already in the first month of the year. So they didn't know. They didn't know. So he goes and he tells them, and they say, well, look, we unclean. We've been around dead people. So now this is the rebuttal of what Yahweh says. He says, and Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a man of you of the children of posterity shall be unclean by reason of the dead body, be in a journey. Here we go. Be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover under Yahweh. So the Bible just said that if you on a long journey far off, you can keep the Passover of Yahweh. So here it is again for those who are saying that it's not supposed to be done unless you're in the land. Verse 11. The 14th day of the second month at evening. So now it's the same process. Okay? It is just the second month, but it's still the 14th day of the second month. I wonder why that is. How can he say the 14th day of the second month again? Huh? I mean, the barley already done passed in the first month. So it's a lot of things where I will not get drawn into because a lot of things are customs. Are still the customs of Hebrews. It is customs. It's not Yahweh. It's not Scripture. It's not word. It's not the word of Yah. It's man's interpretation. It's man doing it. The Bible says again in the second month, do it on the 14th day again. Guess what's going to be on the 14th day of the second month if you count the moon right? It's going to be another full moon, people. It's going to be another full moon, people. Yes, it is. Now, if you sit and watch, and you watching, trying to watch through clouds, and you may miss it or not see it, then you start, hey, that's on you. But I'm just sticking to the book. How can he say now, in the 10th verse, speaking to the children of Israel, if any of you son shall be unclean by being a dead body, all shall be on the journey of fall, shall keep the Passover unto Yahweh. Verse 11, the 14th day of the second month, at evening, they shall keep it and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herb. Same thing. Same thing if you miss the first for being unclean. But the only reason they was unclean was because this was Yahweh was presenting them with something new that they hadn't done in over 430 some years. So they were caught off guard. And listen to the book. Because you gotta look at the part about the journey, verse 10. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a man of you of the children shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto Yahweh. 14th day of the second month at evening, they shall keep it and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herb. They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it, according to all the ordinances and Passover. They shall keep it. So now I tell them that, look, you got to do it the same way that you do the regular Passover. It's nothing done different. It's you got to eat unleavened bread for 7 days. But the thing about the unleavened bread that me and some guy had a discussion about was some years ago was, well, what is Yahweh talking about? Is he talking about yeast going in your body, or is he talking about just a little bread? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? So as we began to get into it, we were like, no, man, he's talking about the fermentation. Is what he's talking about. He's talking about anything that's going to undergo a fermentation. Because what is this about? it's not about the bread. It's not about the bread. It's about Yahweh bringing us back to holistic living, because when they was Egypt, they was eating hog, they was eating pig, they was eating seafood, they was eating everything that the Egyptians was eating. So Yahweh, like I said, he bringing them back into a place of obedience and discipline. And how to bring a person back to obedience and discipline is you got to get them back on track with that food. Because anybody ever work out, or anybody ever got something serious to do, you got to eat right, you got to drink right. Those two things you got to do. You can't eat no food that make you sluggish, that make you sleep, so you start trying to eat things that give you energy when you eat it. Food is not supposed to make you take a nap. Food is not supposed to make you go lay down and go to sleep. Food is supposed to give you energy. Food is supposed to bring life to your brain. Your brain is supposed to hypen. Your body, your muscles, everything is supposed to hypen. Food is for energy. Food is not to slow you down and lay you down. That's not what food is for. Do I have your permission to take my time? Yes. That's all. Do I have my permission to take? Do I have your permission to take my time? Yes. That's all I want to know. Do I have your permission to take my time? Okay, that's what food is for. So it's just a lot going on in Passover. It's a lot. It's a lot going on in Passover that meets the eye. That's why I don't debate. That's why I don't argue. You think I'm finna go try to argue all this information with somebody? You really think I'm gonna spend that much time? You think what if I had to argue this with 20 different people? I'm not arguing this with no 20 different people. I ain't arguing it with 2 different people. You can take information out of this book if you want it or if you don't want it. You can do whatever you want to do. But I'm saying, as for me, this is what we teach. This is what we teach. We teach the Bible. We teach the Bible. Hebrew, we teach it from a Hebrew point of view. We don't teach it from an American. We don't teach it from the West. We teach it from the East. We're not teaching it from here. All right. So Yahweh is bringing us back now. Now. Let me make this. Let me do this. Now, remember I said that this come around every year and it shows how far away we done got back from Yahweh? Cause the minute Passover is over, in the minute, I mean, when we on unleavened bread now, the minute them 7 days is over, everybody start bringing that poison right back in the house. Start bringing that white flour. They start bringing sugar, because sugar shouldn't be in your house. White flour shouldn't be in your house. Man, I could go on. Wine shouldn't be in your house. Wine go through fermentation. I hate to tell you. That shouldn't be in your house. Beer, definitely. Beer shouldn't be in. Liquor. Oh, hard liquor? Oh, no, definitely shouldn't be in your house. Oh man, the list goes on. Baking soda, that's a cooking product. That vinegar, that is, man, it's, listen to me. This thing here is to bring us into a place and to regiment us that we could be a nation of priests. This was about so much more than what people give it credit for and what they think it to be. It was not about no man dying on no cross. Wasn't about that. Raising from no dead and being gone out of the sepulchre, out of the tomb. No, that's where the storyline falls really, really fraudulent. With a Hebrew. That's fraudulent. That's fraudulency to us. It really is. But I'm not here to expose or to attack anyone. I'm here to bring forth truth, and truth will decide who it attacks and who it exposes. That's truth. That's truth duty. It's not my duty. But my duty is to bring forth truth. That's my duty. Truth decide what they want to flip over, what they want to terrorize and tear down. That's truth job. See, there's too many people trying to do it. That's why they come with the truth, but because their intentions, because their motives and their intentions are not pure. Yahweh said only the pure in heart, the pure in mind. And that's why people not receiving, because they're not pure. Their motives and their intentions has got something diabolical behind it. Let's see where we are. Okay, verse 12. So now verse 13. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey and forbear to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he brought not the offering of Yahweh in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. That man shall be cut off. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you and will keep the Passover unto Yahweh according to the ordinance of the Passover and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do. Ye shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. Gotta address verse 13, because 13 they're gonna try to go back and they're gonna try to use it. You see where it say, but a man that is clean and he on a long journey and forbear to keep the Passover, even the same soul should be cut off. Listen to what the book just said. The book didn't say that he was, cause he was somewhere he couldn't keep it. I'm going to read it to you again. I'm going to read it to you in English again and slow it down and explain between the lines. But the man that is, okay, we got a clean man. Here go a clean man. All right? That's a clean man. And here go a man on a long journey. We got a clean man and a man on a long journey. And this man was clean in the land. Or this man could have been clean in a foreign land. This man clean in the land. This man is clean. This man is clean in a foreign land. Okay? And forbear to keep the Passover. It's saying, look, if you clean and you in a foreign land, you supposed to still keep it. That's what that verse saying. It's not saying that don't keep it. Wait. No, it's not saying that. It's saying, but the man that is clean and is in a and not the man that and not in a journey and forbear to keep the Passover, even the same soul should be cut off. So when it say, and not in a journey and forbear to keep the Passover. So because it's saying and it's not in a journey, clean is still the object. The object is he's clean. And he knows the Passover and when the Passover is. And he knows that he cannot get there. This is talking about a man that can get to the land. If you can't get to the land, if you can't get to the place, then you still keep the Passover where you are. We're going to get there. Listen. Even the same soul should be cut off. All right. Verse 15. And on the day that the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of testimony. And at evening there was upon the tabernacle, and it were the appearance of fire until the morning. So it was always the cloud covered. Let me see where I want to stop. I was going to stop at 14. I was going to stop at 14. Listen. Yahweh gives us 13 days to get clean before Passover. These people of Israel, they was only drinking water. They was only drinking water. Because water is the only thing that we know that does not do what? Undergo what? Fermentation. That's the only. I don't know nothing that if you drink juice, I really know, y'all give me something. Somebody give me something. Somebody give me something. So somebody give me something. That you would be on a long journey and that you would drink. It would be water. It would be water. So Yahweh, so that's showing that Yahweh is trying to take us through a cleanse, a holistic cleanse. So this is one of the reasons that we understand that Yahweh wants us to go through a cleanse at least once a year. Because this is cleansing. This is a cleansing. This is not just a physical cleansing. This is going through a spiritual cleanse. A spiritual cleanse. This cleanse shall be seen with struggles in the natural. But this cleanse is really for the spirit. This is a spiritual cleanse. Spiritual cleanse. Because the cleanse is to get evil impulses such as obesity, such as abuse of alcohol. Now we have the induction of drugs. We have the induction of sex addicts, nymphomaniacs. We have all kind of things going on. So Yahweh is saying, look, I'm finna break y'all. I'm finna break this mess y'all done picked up from the nations round about y'all. I'm finna break the neck. I'm finna break the neck. I got an offering. And I'm finna offer this offering. So y'all say, I'm finna break the neck. I'm finna break the neck for y'all sin. But I need for y'all to participate. And I need for y'all to obey. And I need for y'all to be disciplined. And then you will be free from your Sahara. Yes. Your evil impulses. Your evil inclination. Your evil thought. Your thoughts that is not divine, that is not of the divine nature of Yahweh. Okay? Each year, Yahweh, like I say, he just keep on showing us, he keeps on bringing us back to holistic living. And the thing about it, it wouldn't be hard if that's how you growed up. The only reason it's hard because we growed up eating food of oppression. We growed up eating food of oppression. We growed up eating chicken feet. Now you know that's something they ain't gonna do nothing but feed a slave or somebody oppressed. Chicken feet, and people still eat chicken feet. Something that walk around eating cow tongue. Tripe. I know what that ain't tripe. Eating the tongue of a cow. Oh, we know that's throwaway food. You're gonna eat the tongue of a cow. You're gonna eat a chicken feet. You're gonna eat brains, sow. You gonna eat sows, eyeballs, hoofs. We're gonna eat all this the intestines. We're gonna wash the fecal matter out of the intestines. We're gonna wash it out. Only good part about it is they don't eat flesh. You understand me? Well, them hogs do though. Yeah, them hogs eat anything. They eat rotten meat, they eat anything. Yeah, so we already know that this is stuff that they was eating in Israel, in Egypt. And this is stuff that our people eating right now today. Today they fix this, they fix this hog maw and fat back. It's mostly used for seasoning, but it's still in the food. It's still in the food. All right. Well, let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 12. Let's go to Exodus 12. I'm almost done. I'm just hit because I think I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll be back tomorrow morning probably with let me see. I'll be back tomorrow morning with this again, with this, because there's some things that I want to pull out of this. So go to Deuteronomy 1:16, and I think I'll be through there. I don't want to take up much of your time. Don't want to take up much of your time. So let me see how far I am in. So what we have to do, we got to go back. We got to go back in this time, this day, and this age. We got to go back in the time and day and age of the people. You know, we don't want to do. We don't need to be doing what we think is right. We need to do what's right. That's what we need to do. We do what the book say do. Now you might not like what the book say do. And there's some other things in the book that need to be dealt with, but not at this particular time. And you know, this trumps everything. This trumps any teaching that I have or my wife have. This trumps it because this Yahweh's Passover. So we must teach on the Passover. We must. We don't have a choice to be teaching anything else, because anything else you teaching, if you don't respect Yahweh Day, then Yahweh don't gotta respect what you doing. And I'm gonna tell it to y'all like this here. I'm gonna tell it to y'all just like this. Not like a TH, when they say TH, I ain't gonna tell it to you like, I ain't gonna tell it to you like what they say. Like, I'm gonna tell it to you like, a lot of people struggling, and a lot of people getting frantic and upset because you trying to move Yahweh. And you trying to take Yahweh's ministry where you want it to go. You can't do that. You have to go along for the ride. Me and my wife along for wherever Yahweh gonna take us in ministry, that's where we gonna end up. We not finna talk about, oh, we got a vision. No, that's division. Listen, if this vision and his vision and their vision is not the same, that's division. The first thing you gotta take out of a vision is the die. The DI. Take die out the vision. That's division. Anytime you got division, your vision gonna die. It's gonna die. Your vision gonna die. You gotta get die out the vision. You gotta get the D out the vision. Division. You gotta get the die out. It is how you spell it. D-I-V. You gotta get the die out. Take the die out your vision. It's gotta be one accord. It's gotta be Ikar. Now, what's the other part of the vision? There's another part of the vision. And the other part of the vision is provision. There we go. The provision. Now, provision is what? What is the P-R-O of a vision? A lot of men don't get this. A lot of women don't get it. The pro of the vision is people. The people is the pro of the vision. That's what provision is. People. Ain't money. The money with the people. That's why we're struggling. Because we don't understand. You can't go around talking to people any kind of way and dogging people out and being dogmatic, because that is the pro for your vision. That's your provision. And that's why the people go. That's why the people leave. And that's why your vision can't go nowhere. Because you don't understand that the provision, the P-R-O, is people. You got to get the die, D, vision. You got to get the die out of the vision. And then that's what make everything be Ikar, because you got pro, everybody's on one accord, and you done got rid of the die, the D out of the vision, division. I hope it makes sense. Hope it makes sense. You may be able to switch it around, or change it around, flop it around, do anything. But that is what's happening. Too many people are trying to force the hand and force the will of Yah. Listen, I say this all the time. Now, if Yahweh know about my situation, and I'm doing everything possible in my power, I'm doing everything possible in my power. I'm living above reproach. I'm staying above reproach. I'm staying faithful. I'm staying faithful to my wife. I'm staying faithful to my kid. Now listen, what I just said to y'all, that ain't nothing. I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to be faithful to my wife. I'm supposed to be above reproach. So if I go out of this life being above reproach, faithful to my wife, faithful to my kids, and not bringing shame to anybody that called me apostle, or called me moray, or called me elder, not bringing any shame to anybody, If I do that, that is not what should make Yahweh move because I'm living that certain way. Sure, that's a good quality for him to see, but that's how I'm supposed to live anyway. Y'all want credit and pats on the back for something you supposed to be doing anyway. That's what I don't get. Stuff you supposed to be doing anyway, you want accolades. You want to be, pat your own self on the back. Break your arm. Break your arm, pat yourself on the back then. You know, I don't do this here. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't club. Well, you shouldn't be drinking. You should be, but you shouldn't be getting drunk like a drunkard. You understand me? You shouldn't be clubbing and partying if you married. You shouldn't really be clubbing and partying if you single with everything going on out there. You should be somewhere chilling, and you should be somewhere advancing in the knowledge and in the word and the wisdom and the ways of Yahweh. Because that's what you're going to need. Because this life is full of things that distract you. That's all this life do. It distracts you. So when we talk about, oh, I'm doing this here and I'm doing this here and oh, he ungrateful and she ungrateful, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about what they're doing. I know that lady, you say you better look deep before you leap. Joy Maybelline, I think that's what it was. Better look deep before you leap. Better look deep before you leap. And then some people out here tricking people. So some people out here tricking people. You ain't gonna get to know them until you live with them. And that's a whole nother subject also. Relationship. That's a whole nother teaching. That's a whole nother teaching. And that teaching has to be taught with wisdom. And that teaching has to be taught with what? With what? Huh? Yeah, it has to be taught with the Ruach HaKadosh. And it has to be taught with experience. You have to be able to experience some things. Sometimes something that you experience, you didn't experience them for you. You experienced them for 500 other people. You experienced what you experienced for 1,000 people. You was just the one that was strong enough to go through it and not find it shameful to tell people. See, some people don't gonna go through what you went through, but they're gonna have so much shame, they ain't gonna never speak of it again in their life. So then there's no testimony in that. No one can be helped. Because now you got a person thinking that ain't nobody never been through what they've been through. When you were the one to say, oh, I've been through that. Well, how you made it? Well, this is what I did. And now somebody can make it. We don't understand. See, that's what things come to do. Things come to deter the will of Yahweh. You should not be shamed from anything that Yahweh, you understand me, gave you power over. Anything Yahweh gave you power over, or if it was something that he delivered you from, you should not think twice about giving Yahweh his praise about it. Sure, you're going to have some people it's going to be pros and cons. You have some people that's going to talk down. Some people going to be like, oh man, they're going to commend you, they're going to pat you on the back. Some people going to use the same, some people going to use what you say to tear you down. Some people going to use what you say to build you up. And then if you do what Yahweh tell you to do, you're going to get built up anyway because he's the master builder. Deuteronomy 16:1. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover under Yahweh your Allah. For in the month of Abib, Yahweh your Allah brought thee forth out of Mizraim by night. That's why that moon was a full moon. That moon was the biggest, greatest super moon ever seen on the face of the earth. And I know it was. I know this was a moon that looked like daylight. That's what had the Egyptians scared. The Egyptians looked outside and said, what in the world? Get them up out of here. Our firstborn dead, look at that moon. Just give them the jury. Give them let's give them everything. Get them up out of here. Yeah, it spooked them. It spooked them. It spooked them. It spooked them. So you got to start thinking outside of man. And I know the wonder. He said he brought him out with a what? With a mighty hand and a what? And an outstretched arm. That light was so bright, and the moon was full. That disc was full and close. And close. So them Egyptians just wanted our ancestors gone. And when that moon began to go into its shutting off point, when it began to go into shutting off point, when it started to move into that wane and gibbous, and the moon began to darken, that's when the Bible said that Yahweh hardened his heart. That's when the Bible said that boy got doggone Pharaoh started getting a little courage back. Because that began to show me that, see, the adversary always wants to use the cover of darkness. He wants to use the cover of darkness to try to afflict you. To try to make you afraid, scared. So as the dark it got, and if y'all go in the Bible and you research, you'll see when they caught up with him, it was really pretty, it was pretty dark. It was pretty dark when they caught up with him. Listen to the book. Get to the book. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto Yahweh thy Abba, of the flock of the herd in the place which Yahweh shall choose to place his name there. Now that's the other thing. Y'all really think that Yahweh can only choose one place to place his name? We're talking about Yahweh now. And we're talking about through the changing of time. Time done changed. Time done changed. People done changed. Things done changed. And now we're at a point in time to where Yahweh said, I will scatter you to the four corners of the earth. So if we are awakening at the four corners of the earth, Yahweh placed his name somewhere there. Because now his name is being reinstituted. I come in the name of Yahweh. So I can already tell you that Yahweh placed his name here. I come to give y'all good tidings. And I come to speak the gospel to y'all. This is the gospel that I'm speaking. That I'm speaking to y'all. The scripture. Listen to the book. It says, thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread. There will even the bread of affliction. See, even bread of affliction. I'll deal with that tomorrow. For thou camest forth out of the land of Mizraim in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Mizraim all the days of thy life. Are we snuffed out? Are we not Hebrews any longer? Are we not the people of the book any longer? I know we're not acting like it, and I know a lot of us don't understand it. I know a lot of us have forfeited our culture and forfeited us being Hebrews to be Americans. Some people want to be Americans. That's their right if they want to be Americans. Leave them alone. Leave them people. Stop calling people out their name. Stop calling people coons, and stop calling people cowards, and stop calling people out their name because they want to be Americans. Let them be if they from America. I got a fella that I grew up with, and he told me, look, you need to go on back to Africa then if you want to live like, I said, go back to Africa. So what are you? So he already called me an African, so I'm not good. At least he know I'm an African Hebrew. He know that. He gonna tell me I need to go back there because he wanna live like he wanna live. And then he wanna call on a deity that let him do anything in the sun. Your deity let you sell cocaine. Your deity let you sell heroin. Your deity let you snort cocaine. Your deity let you live in sin. That's what your deity do. So because you so attached, and because you would never want to go through Passover, because Passover come to break that up. Passover come to break your hustle game up. Because you unclean. It come to break your fornication. It come to break you up. Come to make you think. It come to bring order. They don't want order. They don't want order. He gonna tell me, I've been knowing this guy for years, he gonna tell me, well, you need to go back to Africa. I said, well, what book you using? I'm using the same book you use. I'm like, man, what you hollering for? I mean, when you getting all loud, I'm like, look, my thing is this here. If the truth offends somebody, if the truth offends them, then I'm going to shake the dust off my feet. And I'm going to get them moving. And I'll never pray for them again in my life. I'll never lay the damn prayer up for them again in my life. That's Yahweh. Y'all turn them over to Yahweh. That's what the Bible says. Yahweh say, look, turn them over. Just turn them over. And Yahweh going to begin to deal. Yahweh going to either begin to bring them into the truth, because I don't wish no ill on nobody. Yahweh going to be either to bring them to the truth, or either he going to turn them over to vile affection and a reprobate mind. It's no in between. There's no in between. There's no in between. But I can say that I did my part, because I came with truth. I came with the book. I come with the book, and you want to talk to me without the book. See, I only talk with the book, because the book is the only thing that keeps me level and keep me grounded. Listen to the book. It's what we got to listen to. It said, thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day that thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life. So a lot of our people they forfeit this. They don't want to have no parts of this type of heritage. And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coasts 7 days. Neither shall thou anything of the flesh which thou sacrificest the first day at evening remain all night until the morning. Now listen. It's bothering with me for me to say unleavened bread. It's bothering with me to say that now. And the reason it's bothering me to say unleavened bread is because those that are viewing, it's got y'all only thinking about bread. That's what it's got y'all thinking about. So the word that we really should be using here, because this has been translated, it should be fermentation. Anything that undergoes fermentation is what because that's yeast. That's yeast. Anything that's going to undergo a fermentation, I promise you, it's got yeast in it. I promise you, it's going through that chemical process, that chemical laboratory. It's going through that process. Because when we're saying unleavened bread, we're only thinking about bread. And when you begin to go into, it's different types of bread. It's cakes, and they got different names. They all got different names in the Hebrew. They're not under the same thing. So if you read this in Hebrew, it don't say unleavened bread. But I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it where it is. I'm gonna leave it where it is. I'm gonna leave it where it is for now. I may touch it tomorrow, but I'm gonna leave it where it is for now. Okay. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna go to 16. I'm gonna stop at 16 because I think that's where did I leave off? Verse 4. And there shall be no leavened bread, say, with thy coast 7 days. Neither shall anything of flesh which thou sacrifice. So whatever you sacrifice, it can't last the next day. Understand why. First of all, let's understand why that's bothering me. Because when I go back, when I'm visualizing y'all, I'm actually visualizing them in the desert. And I'm visualizing them with sandals on and their backpacks. And I'm visualizing them with water. And I'm visualizing them with cakes. Y'all might want to call it masa, is what y'all might want to call it. I'm visualizing them with cakes, with bread. And it's not like us. See, we're not on this Hajj. We're not on this journey. So we in our homes. So that's why Yahweh said, look, I don't want it in y'all dwelling places. Because these people at this particular time, Yahweh know they're going to get somewhere. They're going to have cabinets. They're going to have seasoning. They're going to have, oh yeah. This is the other part. They're going to have seasoned oil. Seasoned oil. SEASONAL. It's got yeast in it. Anything that's been refined in your cabinet, that your garlic powder, your onion powder, salt, all that stuff, it's got it in there. Yeah, it got it in there. It's got it in there. Because that's another subject. But it's got it in there. All that stuff is in it. So when we start talking about this information, these things, it really brings you back to holistic living. I promise you. For those 7 days, Yahweh said, get all that stuff out your house because y'all going to begin to hear me. These 7 days is a window. I'm finna speak. Speak. Yahweh said, I'm finna speak. I'm finna come unto you. Because this is one of the purest and the cleanest times I know that y'all going to be clean and pure. Because I'm ordering you to be clean and to be pure. And to get this stuff out so y'all can hear me as a nation of people. Because when you keep reading, you're going to begin to see that Yahweh start coming to him and he start speaking. Listen to the book. Listen to the book. It says, thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which Yahweh thou Abba giveth thee, thy judge, thy ruler. But at the place which Yahweh thy judge and thy ruler shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at evening. Wherever Yahweh choose to place his name, that's where you sacrifice the Passover at evening, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Mizraim. And thou shalt roast it. You got to barbecue it and eat. In the place which Yahweh thy Abba shall choose. And thou shalt turn in the morning and go unto thy tents. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread. And on the 7th day shall be a solemn assembly. On the what day? 7th day. Shivia. On the 7th day, Shivia, shall be a solemn assembly to Yahweh on the Shivia, thy Abba. Thou shalt do no work therein. 7 weeks shalt thou number unto thee. Begin to number 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the corn. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto Yahweh thy Abba, with a tribute of freewill offering of thy hand, which thou shalt give unto Yahweh thy Abba, according to Yahweh thy judge, thy ruler, have blessed thee. And thou shalt rejoice before Yahweh thy Abba, thou and thy son and thy daughter. See, you go to family I was telling y'all about. Family was always important, and family was always together. Listen to verse 11. And thou shalt rejoice before Yahweh thy Abba, you and your son, and your daughter, and your manservant, your maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow family that are among you in the place which Yahweh thy Abba hath chosen to place his name up. So it's not just talking about one place, Israel. It's saying where Yahweh chose to place his name, because he placed his name in Mount Sinai when we first began. He placed his name in Mount Sinai. That's not Israel. That's not Jerusalem. Just to the book. And thou shalt remember that thou was born in Mizraim, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. You shall observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days. After that thou hast gathered in the corn and thy wine. And thou shalt rejoice in the feast, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite and the stranger. Go family again. 7 days. At these feasts, he always wants family. He always wants to be Echad. 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto unto Yahweh thy arbor in the place which Yahweh shall choose. Because Yahweh thy arbor shall bless thee in all thy increase, and in all the works of thy hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. 3 times in the year shall all males appear before Yahweh. That don't just mean the men, their wives, family coming with them. It's not just the men. It's just that the men can't come empty. 3 times in the year shall all males appear before Yahweh thy arbor in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles. And they shall not appear before Yahweh empty. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of Yahweh thy arbor, which he hath given thee. And all we did today was we walked through Scripture. We interjected just a little bit, just a tad bit, but you know, I feel my love goes out to those who reject truth. And my love goes out to not only those who reject truth, but those that are living in sin, that are living and dwelling in sin, and giving Yahweh the credit for them living in sin. They living in sin and saying that they being blessed, but root upon. Oh, I'm living right. Oh, I might be doing this, but look, I got this, I got that, and I got money, I got a car. They don't know what they're doing. Sacrilege. They giving Yahweh the credit for living like a heathen. For living out of the will of Yahweh. They're giving Yahweh credit for it. I say to you again, be careful. Whoever you are, be careful. See, that's one thing that I know about Yahweh. He sits up high, but he looks down low. And what you can fool me with and trick me with, you can't trick Yahweh with it. You can't fool Yahweh with it. See, in that day, you got to come through this book. Every man, every woman got to come through this book. That's what I love about that. That's why I don't mind serving Yahweh with all of me. With none of me and all of Yahweh. I don't mind. Because at the end of the day, in the end, everybody got to come through this book. And that's when me being humble and meek and taking your mess, taking your junk, it's going to all pay off in that day. And that'll be the day. That'll be the day when Yahweh will do his bidding. Say la and say la. Just want to thank y'all. I'll be back tomorrow morning because I can. I'll be back tomorrow because Yahweh have blessed us with his cedar. Yeah. So we already know that I do keep the Shabbat. I keep the Sabbath. My wife, we keep the Sabbath. My children, we do keep the Sabbath. So I don't see any reason why I can't come Monday. I can't come Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I understand why you can't, but we can. And we will, and we do. Say la, say la.
Yavirka Yahweh Vishmirka. Yair Yahweh Panav Ileka. Visamu Yisa Yahweh Panav Ileka. Vesam Lake Shalom. Visamu Eshme Yahweh Abene Israel Vayame Averikim. May Yahweh bless and keep you. May Yahweh face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May Yahweh lift up his countenance upon you and grant you peace. And they shall put my name Yahweh upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.